While recording this episode, I encountered an error that I'd like to fix before we begin. So the way that you're going to fix this error is you're going to have to download Java Runtime Environment 7. And to get Java Runtime Environment 7, you're going to have to go to Oracle's website. This link is in the description, so just click on that. And as usual, you'll press Accept License Agreement, and you'll go down here and download whichever one you have. For me it would be 64-bit, so I'd click this link right here and download that and run it. Once you've downloaded it, you're going to go into Eclipse, into your mod, and you're going to go to, the way I can get to it fast is you can go to Help and type JRE, click this, and then you're going to click Adding a new JRE definition, and click this right here. This will open up a folder of all your JREs. It will be automatically defaultly set on JRE 1.8. So what you're going to do is you're going to press Add, and then you're going to click Standard VM, click Next, and then click this directory thing. And you're going to click on your computer, then your local disk, then you're going to go down to your program files, your x86 I believe. And then you're going to go to Java, and you're going to click JRE 7. It's the one that just downloaded. And then you press OK, and then press Finish on it, but I already have it in here. And then you'll check this box right here, and it will set it to be able to run with JRE 7 because Minecraft 1.7.2 is not compatible with JRE 1.8. So now what you're going to do is you're going to need to click Run, and then Debug Configurations. In here you'll see it says Minecraft and something else right here in this main class. Instead of that, you're going to delete all that and type Gradle start capital G and capital S, then press Debug. And this will run it through downloading sound files and everything for you. Then after that it should be able to run perfectly. Alright everybody, welcome back to creating a Minecraft mod episode 3. In this episode we will be making a Minecraft block. Now the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to import this block into Minecraft because the block doesn't exist yet. We have maybe stone, wood, and everything in Minecraft, but we do not have our block. You will not find our block in the creative inventory or in the world. So what we're going to need to do is right underneath public static proxy.com proxy, you're going to type public static block. This just means we are making a block. Then you're going to type ruby block. You can name your block whatever you'd like. This is the name of your block. So my block is going to be called the ruby block. You can maybe name it the emerald block, which already exists. But we're going to be making a ruby mod. So we're going to type equals new ruby block, open parentheses. This is where you'll make your ID. I will make mine 3141, comma, space, material, dot. You can see you have all of these selections right here to choose from. I'm going to choose rock. You can choose whatever you like if you're making something else besides what I'm making, but I would recommend choosing material.rock first because chances are you don't have experience with mods, but if you are experienced, you can try to make whatever block you would like to right now. I would suggest though following my instructions right here. Alright, then you're going to type .set block name, and then you're going to type open parentheses and quotation marks, and in those quotation marks you're going to type block of Ruby. All one word, doesn't matter what it's called, put a semicolon at the end. You can see we have an error right here, and to fix that we'll have to import one of these, and you're going to type import, you're going to click the import from net.minecraft.block, none of these other ones. That will import it, that will get rid of that error. Let's save it right here. And we have an error at Ruby block because we don't have a class named Ruby block yet. If you have an error over material.rock, you're going to import material from net.minecraft.block.material.material, and that will fix that error. I don't know why it imported it automatically for me, but that may be because I've already made mods. but I'm not sure. So if that happens, just remember you can always type it into if it doesn't show up and it has an error. But there you go. So now you're gonna write in public Ruby mod game registry, capital G for game, capital R for registry, dot register block, capital B in block, open bracket, and then you're going to type Ruby block, comma, space, then you're going to put quotation marks down, Ruby block. Same as this one, don't write it any different. Then after this, you're going to type dot set block texture name. Block, texture, and name are all capitalized. Then you're going to put an open parentheses, quotation marks, Ruby mod, colon, Ruby block. At the end, you're going to put a semicolon, and you have an error at game registry, so we'll hover over that, import, and that will put it up here. And we have no errors. That is perfect. So don't worry about the .set block texture name yet. We will get to that later. This code is for registering our block, and it removes the last error in our first line of code, or it should. Yes, it did. It removed that error. We do have one more error, however, and that will be solved very soon. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to right click source/main/resources, hover over a new, click package. You're going to name this package assets.rubymod.lang. Right click that and click, instead of clicking new class, we're going to make a new file, wherever that is, file. Name this file en_us.lang. This is our basically what when you hover over a tool in your inventory in Minecraft. This will have the list of all the names of our tools that will show up there. And it's blank. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to write our own code in. So the code you're going to write is tile.block of Ruby, which is what we named right here and under set block name. So you're going to type tile.block of Ruby dot name equals block of Ruby with spaces, excuse me. Save it, and that will have renamed our block of Ruby to block space of space Ruby. We still have a problem. Our block is not in the game yet, and we have an error. That means we'll have to make a new package called rubymod.blocks. Remember to call it blocks, not block. And what we're going to do from here, right click this package and make a new class. Name this class whatever we had right here. So we'll call this class Ruby block. And we have a new area set apart right here. You can save this. And what we'll do in this area is after public class Ruby block, we'll type extends and then capital B block. Hover over block and press import. That will import that. And hover over Ruby block because there's an error right here. And we'll press add constructor. And that should make everything correct. No, we have to change this to public. So this will be public Ruby block, and instead of all this stuff we'll type int space I comma, and there we go. Perfect. So remember to change protected to public and add int I in there. Now you're going to type underneath all of this dot set creative tab, open parentheses or open bracket, creative tabs dot tab block. If you haven't guessed already what this does, we have to import this, by the way. If you haven't guessed what this does already, this will put our block into the Blocks Creative tab. You can also change this to, I believe, like tab food, but after you type the dot, it will give you all the available tabs you can put it in. Hit save, and you can exit out of there. Now from here, it still has an error. So what you're going to need to do is we will need to type in our imports. We'll need to import it manually. So type in here import rubymod.blocks.rubyblock. Don't forget semicolon. That all disappears. Save it, and we have no errors. Now what we're going to do, we'll go back into here and we'll need to set some different things. So you can see it has all these different levels, all these different options, excuse me. And we're gonna focus on set hardness. And under set hardness, we're gonna type 5F, just because it's the standard hardness, I believe. So this will make it so you can select what tool it will drop items with. I believe this might be iron. I think this one's an iron pickaxe. Also, you can type this .set harvest level. Open this up. And this will be what tool you will need to use on it and what level. So we'll need to type in these quotations pickaxe. I will type pickaxe. Go out of those quotations, press a comma, and type in 3. That is iron, by the way. Pickaxe, comma 3 is iron. 2 is stone. 1 is wood. 4 would be diamond. So now we have to do one last thing and type this .set resistance. We'll just set this to 5F. Don't forget your semicolons, and don't forget to save. So from here, we only have one last step to do, and that is to make an image for our block. So you will want to go onto Google and type in, I'll use Minecraft Emerald or 16 by 16. Let's go to images, and you can see we have, that's not really emerald ore. So these are all, you see this is 400 by 400, 640 by 638. So we'll need 16 by 16. None of these, only this one is 16 by 16, but that's not even the real emerald. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit search tools and size. And we will have to click exactly 16 by 16 pixels. And let me see, is this one the right one? It doesn't really matter. It's like diamond emerald ore. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. You can pick any one of these. I'll just use this one for the sake of simplicity. Press view image. And I will save. I kind of want to look at it. Okay. You want to save this image to your desktop. And you are going to name it after what we set our block texture name to. So we'll name this Ruby Block. So Ruby Block. And there we go. So what you're going to do with this is, you can see it's all not colored right. So let's click our pencil tool, and I will just fix this up. Alright, I have finished making my Ruby ore, and remember, if you guys don't have Photoshop or an editing tool, I will leave links to these pictures in the description, and be sure to only use them for personal use, and that would be awesome. So next thing you're going to do is press File, Save, and it'll just save it. Exit out of there. Next thing you're going to do So we're gonna go to Minecraft mod tutorial, click this here. Now we will need to search through a couple folders. So we'll need to save it to source, main, I believe it's resources, yes, assets, Ruby mod. And now you're going to make a new file here, so a new folder, and call it textures. In here, you're going to make another folder, call this one blocks, double tap that one, and we'll just throw this in here. And you can minimize this if you want to visit it later. Alright, so now the final step in completing our Minecraft mod is we're going to need to run it. Now, to run your program, you just go up to here to this green arrow that says Run Client, and just click that. Now, because of the changes we made to it, it'll say Gradle Start down here. And now all you have to do is just wait. It may take a while for it to finish, and I will be right back once it finishes. Alright, and you can see it's loading everything up, and now we have this little Minecraft icon down here. Click that. Alright, now that we know Minecraft is working, let's go into the world and let's see if our mod is working. So I will just create a new world, just call it Ruby mod. And we want to go into creative so we can get our block, because it is not in survival yet. We will have to implement it into survival mode by making it able to spawn underground. But that'll be for a different lesson. So now we put it under blocks. So if we go here, it's our block of Ruby. So it works perfectly. It's even making the right noises. Let's check to see. Yep. It looks like the sound is working perfect as well. And yep, everything's working fine. You can quit out of there. And now we are done with lesson 3. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching. Capital M mod, open bracket, lowercase mod ID, then put the equals sign, and then hit the quotation mark. It will automatically end with another quotation mark. And all you're going to type in here is capital R for Ruby, capital M for mod, Ruby mod. So this is the name of our mod. Display right here. Then after you downloaded it, you're going to save it to your desktop and run it to install. Follow the instructions and install the Java JDK. So the next step we're going to do to be making our mod is we will need to set up Eclipse IDE, and to set it up we'll have to download it. So we'll need to prepare the download. Before we download it, however,